My son came close to death because the Trenton police shot him multiple times at close range into a car that was parked in front of his daughter's mother's home.
Ladies and gentlemen, this case involves yet another needless police shooting that left a 29-year-old black man paralyzed from the chest down after a far from routine traffic stop. Just after midnight on February 12, 2022, in Trenton, New Jersey, Juwan went to retrieve some iced tea from a car parallel parked outside of a home he was visiting in the middle of the night. Juwan sat lawfully parked in a car with the engine turned off when an unidentified dark car approached and parked next to him, boxing him in. A group of men, fully masked and in dark plain clothes, then jumped out of this mysterious vehicle and began yelling at Juwan. As many others would do in this escalating situation, Juwan used his cell phone to call for support. This group of men, appearing as any other group of dangerous criminals from a horror movie, turned out to be from the Trenton Police Department. A black man sitting in a car at midnight while on a cell phone was all these unidentified officers needed to smash the driver's side window. Despite being unarmed, non-threatening, and minding his own business, these officers proceeded to use lethal force and shoot Juwan in the neck. It is a miracle that Juwan survived, and he will have a long road to recovery, if at all, from the actions of the Trenton Police Department.
This was a young man who simply went out to a car after midnight. He went out to the car, he was stopped by people he didn't know, and he ends up paralyzed from the chest down. We've brought a lawsuit. We have not named the names of the police officers because even though it's been over 30 days, we don't know the names of the police officers involved.
Juwan was only going to the car to retrieve an iced tea, and my son is paralyzed, and we don't know for life or not. My son's daughter's mother called me early that morning to tell me that the Trenton Police Crime Unit shot my son numerous times for no reason at all. When she told me, my heart almost broke and I was devastated. I thought Juwan was going to die. I just lost a son a few months back. And that morning I could have easily lost my youngest son and his daughter and her father. Absolutely for no reason at all. I'm here to get justice for my son Juwan, and I wanted Trenton Police Crime Unit and the officers that were involved in that shooting that night to be accountable. And there's no justice as long as officers get to continue to live their lives, but my son lies paralyzed.
You know, we can't have police acting in secret. You know, I mean, we're supposedly standing up for democracy around the world, but we have some very undemocratic practices going on right here in the United States of America. It's terrible what happened. Imagine being paralyzed from the neck down. This is not the first case like that I've been involved with. We've had cases around the state where people are left partially and totally paralyzed, and worst of all, lost their lives.
Look, the NAACP is nonpartisan yet very political. We have no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just permanent interests. And at the end of the day, we need a package of laws that should be passed in New Jersey. Look, let's be clear. African Americans, Hispanics, historically vote for Democrats. They got the Assembly, they got the Senate. No-knock warrants, chokeholds, qualified immunity, implementation of civilian complaint review boards with subpoena power should be easy. Should be easy because they depend on us to vote for them and keep them employed historically. We need to get it done, and we need the governor to sign.
There are bills sitting in the state legislature right now, a whole package of police reform legislation. They need action. They don't need to languish in committee. They need to be passed by the Assembly, passed by the Senate, and signed by the governor. And foremost among them is the police review boards with subpoena power bill that would enable municipalities to establish police review boards with subpoena power. In the United States, more than 1,000 people a year are killed by the police. More people are killed by police in this country than in any other advanced industrial country on the planet Earth. Police need oversight. Citizens need to oversee. The United States has the second largest police force on the planet Earth. And that indicates a need, a serious need for civilian oversight. We need police review boards. So we're glad to be here to show support for the family. We're glad to see that they have attorneys that are going to speak truth to power. And most of all, we're glad to be here with our partner in the struggle for justice, the NAACP.
Despite the fact that the government is in possession of all the information about this case, the family still has no answers. The community has no answers. We need to get away from this model, okay, of the police running the show. We need to get back to the mission of protecting and serving, and away from this mission of intimidating and terrorizing a community. This community's had enough and they want answers. Here's a mom who wants answers. And what's wrong with that? How long do we have to wait?
I'm not here saying there is a cover up, but if you were going to cover something up, this is exactly the way you would do it. So either it's complete disorganization and a lack of transparency, or there's a reason they're not telling us everything. We don't know which.